Red 2 standing by, all four lit and in the green. Welcome back to The Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time. We have been travelling through Jabu Jabu's belly. We have dealt with parasitic tentacles, weird wobbly things, electrified jellyfish, and a bratty princess who has disappeared after a giant octopus appeared. So we have to make our way through this weird and wacky fish dungeon and make our way to whatever creature, because there is going to be a boss fight, we know that's how it goes, has been annoying Lord Jabu Jabu, who, as I've mentioned, is literally Lord Splish Splash, because Jabu Jabu is onomatopoeia for splashing. Now, we don't have Ruto to help us hold down platforms, but we do have inexplicable wooden crates, which presumably contain fish, because I can't see Jabu Jabu wanting to eat them otherwise. Why they're here, I don't know. As I said in Master Quest, there are cows. Entire intact cows inside Lord Jabu Jabu. Alright, we are very close to the end. But let's get rid of the jellyfish so that we can proceed in peace. So yeah, the electric jellyfish actually first appeared in A Link to the Past. I think they might have been in Link's Awakening, and there is actually a boss version in... there's a boss version that appears in Oracle of Ages. I believe actually appropriately enough, in Jabu Jabu's belly. It's also kind of a pain in the backside to fight, because you've only got the use of one button due to the way the mermaid suit works. Because the B button makes you surface. Okay, so... something I brought up earlier. You see that gold Skulltula mark on the map? That tells us we have found every gold Skulltula in this dungeon. And we are just about to face the boss as well, which is a pretty good boss fight. Now... just a little out of range. There we are. It's very well shielded from your slingshot. Why on earth there are spider webs inside this fish? There's a lot of stuff going on inside this fish. What sort of things does Lord Jabu Jabu eat? What are the Zoras actually feeding to it? We probably don't want to know, in all fairness. Anyway, our boss fight lies ahead. We have an electric jellyfish, a big electric jellyfish at that. And it is one of several connected to this thing. When the camera finally pans over, it is a giant pulsating mass. Bioelectric anemone, Baronade. Our enemy anemone, I've always wanted to say that, is a powerful opponent that uses electric blasts. It is attached to the ceiling of this room. It is essentially a gigantic parasite that is causing trouble for Lord Jabu Jabu. Essentially, we are working as a medical officer for Lord Jabu Jabu and cutting a cancer out of its body. One way to put it, anyway. And I got clobbered. So what we need to do is get in under Baronade's guard and hit it with the boomerang. Then start attacking it. And once we've destroyed enough jellyfish, it will move around the room. We have to sneak the boomerang under its guard. Can we use dirty nuts? very well defended. Now we have to disable these and avoid the electrical attacks from Baronade. Thankfully, we have a much easier time getting under its guard. Whoa. Baronade. Many parasitic jellyfish swarm around this monster. Aim for its body protected by jellyfish. So that did just count as Baronade. It's got one jellyfish left and I managed to hit it. Alright, so those are all gone. Baronade will move around the room, firing electric blasts. Hit its body. And eventually it will retreat into the floor and start launching electric attacks. It will continue to fire as it moves around, but it will eventually be able... I probably should have been hit then. Whoop. Jumped into one of those, but we've got plenty of health. We're in a good position. One more should do it. And there we are. Baronade explodes in a cluster of festering sores and pops in a burst of green goo that probably slowed the frame rate a little bit. Anyway, Link stands triumphant in what honestly looks like a pile of vomit. Fantastic. There we go. So, we completed our dungeon. We will hopefully get the spiritual stone. And Ruto is slightly annoyed with us. At least she survived the Octorok. You're late. What took you so long? You're useless. Thank you very much. Did you see the pulsating monstrosity I had to wind up fighting? And I think I got tasered a couple of times. I mean, I don't know which... Look, your words can't hurt me. I have had my spine crushed by traditional Goron manliness. You being really catty doesn't hurt. I was just lonely, that's all. Just a little. How do you think I feel? I've been alone my entire life. I mean, I've had the Kokiri who always thought I was weird, Mido was an asshole, and my best friend was... Well, my two best friends were Saria and a tree that died of lockjaw. And now you're right up in my grill. What's going on? And Link falls into the water, at least surfaces. And there we are. Ruto obviously likes us now. You looked cool. Cooler than I thought you would anyway. Just a little. Well, anyway, you saved me, so I guess I'll reward you. What do you wish? Just tell me. I want that spiritual stone. Nothing really. What happens if you say nothing really? Because it's not a malicious answer. Don't be shy. I can tell what you're thinking. Oh, well, look. Okay, the last Bean Burrito Festival was indeed a complete disaster. I'm still scarred, alright? My mother gave it to me and said I should give it only to the man who will be my husband. You might call it the Zora's engagement ring. Alright. I'll give you my most precious possession, Zora's sapphire. Link has absolutely no idea what marriage is, and neither did the Kokiri for that matter. Ruto does get a bit of a crush on him, which, in an awkward zombie comic, gets exploited when Link fights Dark Link in the Water Temple. Link just calls down Ruto, returning her affections, and she just comes out of nowhere, gives a massive hug to Dark Link while Link is hiding, and Navi calls him out on it. There we go. We have the Zora's Sapphire. This is the spiritual stone of water passed down by the Zoras. Her most precious possession. You don't know what she's talking about, but you finally collected all 3 spiritual stones. I believe the Japanese version does actually mention the marriage proposal. Go back to see Princess Zelda. Don't tell my father. Look, I'm not telling him anything after he made me sit there for a couple of minutes while he went weep, weep, weep. Now, if I get my Ocarina out, I should be able to bust a few moves. And we'll be able to get another Skulltula now that we have the boomerang. So, that point where we fell into the water, that's counted as our entry point. Let's see. If I line this up right and move, I can go here. That counted somehow, and there we go, another Skulltula. Pretty much all of them are in our grasp now. I don't think we have any in Zora's Domain as a kid. Navi, do not tell me we need to go back to see Princess Zelda. I know we need to go back and see Princess Zelda because it just happened a minute ago. Does she think I was about to say does she think I've got the memory of a goldfish? But I think, given I'm in Zora's Domain, that might actually be racially insensitive. So let's just walk very slowly along and whistle inconspicuously. I can't actually whistle. Let's just walk on by. Absolutely nothing happened. I didn't say anything that you might wind up finding offensive. Not at all, no siree. I'm fine. Why do you ask? So, there is a Skulltula in here as an adult that only appears at night. We'll need the hookshot to get it. It's at the top of the waterfall, but I believe our business here has concluded. We don't have anything we need to do here. Is there another? I know there's a Skulltula as an adult in Zora's River, but could go down to Lake Hylia because there is another Skulltula. This is the big Skulltula cleanup section. I did stick the landing. So at least we don't have to go fishing because that royally sucked. So we can go out and wind up grabbing a couple of Skulltulas around the place. As long as we steer clear of the entry to Hyrule Castle, we will be fine. Because that will trigger the cutscene where we get the Ocarina of Time, title drop, and I don't want to do that just yet. Because in fairly typical Save the World fashion, we have... No, Navi. We have a lot of exploring to do. So, I think there's a Skulltula up on that island as an adult, but we can make it back to Gerudo Valley. So let's turbo off there. Wow, those Peahat larvae chased me all the way down here? They are persistent! That is seriously persistent, so you can fight Peahats, but they only appear when you are a kid. You won't have any reason to fight them. Well, admittedly, you just won't have any reason to fight them. You might get some pickup somewhere. Oh, bomb's handy. But otherwise, no. There's no real reason to fight them. Now, if I stand in the right spot, For the first time, we can unleash Din's fire. Okay. That was cool. So, there's the Gossip Stone. There is Cow. And it's here, isn't it? I'm sure it's here. Oh good, I wasn't going crazier. It is here. Now, some Skulltulas you can get as both child and adult. But I was pretty sure there was one out here. How many bomb chews do we have anyway? We've got 10 bomb chews. What's our maximum? Okay, so we've got that. 35 gold Skulltulas. That's pretty good. That's pretty good indeed. So we can actually go back to the Deku Tree and to Dongo's Cavern. I don't know if the one we need to loop through the dungeon for does actually need us to be a kid or if we can do it as an adult, but I'm not taking my chances. I'm going to wind up getting that one, especially since I do have to go to Kakariko. Now, out here should be one on this waterfall at night. I wonder where the drainage is for that area anyway. There we go. We can get a couple in Longlon Ranch too. So we'll sort of sweep across there. Yep, right there. Very nicely done. I don't think there are any Skulltulas in the Sacred Forest Meadow as a kid. But we do have to go back and do a couple of other things. There's a rock down here. Where is the drainage for this anyway? Because it realistically should be flooding otherwise. Anyway, that's enough about that. So we'll plunder as much as we can. In terms of heart pieces, I don't think there are any more we can get right at this moment. We've been doing pretty well in that regard. I'm quite happy with myself there. We will probably have a significant majority of health available to us at the time, if not all of it. And yeah, then once we get the bow and once we get Epina, we can wind up undergoing one of the most irritating challenges in the entire game as an adult, which is finding the big pose. I generally do not consider going for this bottle to be all that worth it. Because some of the big pose are just a pain in the butt to wind up getting. Okay, wait until the cock crows. And then we can create more time-space shenanigans. There we go. Now this will get us 2 more Skulltulas. High up on this building, I showed you this one earlier, and then all the way out the back. So, yeah, you can get a lot... There's one in the graveyard as a kid too. So we've actually got a lot of good cleanup we can do as far as getting everything goes. So I probably could go to Kokiri Forest and then wind up making my way onto Death Mountain. And oh well, that worked. I'm just sort of planning out exactly where I'm going to go, because I definitely do need to go to Kakariko Village. I don't, but I can sort of go into Kokiri Forest, do the Skulltula in the Deku Tree, then go to Goron City and make my way back down to Kakariko, stopping off into Dongo's Cavern to get the Skulltula there. No, you don't get to escape, you get to die. So I think I've got my plan for at least the rest of this episode. Problem is we don't really have a lot of good weapons as a kid. Okay, stop bothering me, Navi. I'm doing everything how I want to, and we are going to go back to Kokiri Forest. Alrighty, here we are. Once we make it here, we can head through this little pathway, and we'll be able to get where we want to go. So, if you do remember that room we couldn't get into, way back when, this is the right time and the right place. Well, it's obviously going to be the right place because, why would it be the wrong place? This is the dungeon we need to be in. Let's take care of those and get our bombs ready to go. Now, we should be able to destroy it with bombs. No, we missed. That's a little bit sad. So that should automatically... Okay, that should give us a Deku Stick. Yes, it does. If we go through here... So we can defeat the Skulltula if we want. It is in here. I know it's in here. At least Navi's been quiet. Oh, there it is. It blends in so well. That's on me. I'm just going slightly mad, looking around for it. It's like, what's going on? Where is this thing? So that should... Yep, that clears everything in here. And 39. So we can nearly pick up the 40 Skulltula reward as well. Okay, not interested in what you have to say. Let's just get out of this dungeon and make our way back to Dodongo's Cavern. I'll see you in the room I originally went to get to, but got poleaxed by a Keese and then had to loop all the way back around only to find that I couldn't do anything. It'll take a little bit to get there. Okay, take two. We can finally get this done. It's a little bit frustrating, but we got there in the end. Now, I suppose if we really want, I can try and find that secret room. Or maybe I can point it out on the map? Rightio, so... Alright, so... First floor. Yes, that lava room... does it show it? Probably not. But I'm legitimately curious as to where that is. So I'd like to at least show you. Because it is a neat little Easter egg. Does require a little bit more traversal of the dungeon. Wait, I need to go this way. And there we go, that took care of that. I don't think BMOS drop anything, which is a bit annoying. And the designs are always just looked so surreal as well. They fit in much better with Majora's Mask, in all fairness. Just that weird... I mean, the single eye is okay, but like the weird face underneath it, I've never quite got that. It's just always seemed so odd. But then again, I suppose there's a lot that's odd about these games when you actually do think about them. So, you might have seen Navi run off and go green. That was because there was a point for the Scarecrow's song in that hallway, as I mentioned when we were here first time. You will need the Scarecrow song to get Skulltulas. It is not mandatory for completing the game. Okay. Go up here. We should be able to find it. That was unfortunate. Oh well, another heart. Let's... Alright, so it's... It's not here. It's somewhere in here. There we are. So it's just got a recovery heart. Nothing else, but it's cool that it's here. And... Oh, rightio. Yes, yes. We can do this. Let me see if I can actually do this. Because we might as well just wind our way out of the dungeon. I'll add this as a little bonus because I've been cutting a bit. Can I pull it off? Alright, there you are. Not quite. I think I have to be further back. It's not quite working. You know, I've had more success just bombing their tail. Yeah, you have to be really quick to actually get the bombs in the regular ones' mouths. So yeah, that's almost not worth it. Oh well, thought I'd try anyway. Thank you very much for joining me. Till next time, let's get out of here. This is Red 2, returning to base. Oh god, that's still moving. I didn't realise that was still moving. I don't think I've ever been more annoyed to be rich in my entire life. We got there's $100 under my house? You must be hardened with fire. You ruined my line.